rock around.
The mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we are bringing to you the full story of what happened on that fateful day. The incidents, the places. My friend, we cannot keep this a secret any longer. Can your heart stand the shocking facts about grave robbers from outer space?
Hello. Oh, wait. Why do I haven't... Why do... Never mind. I answered my question. I don't know what the question was or what I ended up answering, but I did answer it somehow. Let's just leave it at that and... Oh. Also, what... Wait. Okay, that is horribly out of time. But yeah, the reason we're starting right in a level is because when we... Ow. Is because when I was on the screen, I had this set up, and within the 10 minutes for starting soon, I forgot that it would go to sleep. And my habit whenever I have something like that is I just rock the joystick back and forth, which made me walk directly into a tank. Yeah, welcome everyone. Hope everything is going good for you. Welcome, and always nice to see you. And yeah, it's a lot easier to finish this game quick if you start most of the way at the end of it. Just because it annoys me to leave this game unfinished specifically, I'm probably going to start unloading all of the items that we have once we get to either the actual levels or like the Bowser's Air Force one. But also, I realized why my controller wasn't working the other day. Turns out it would have worked perfectly if I read the instructions properly. But because it's a 8-bit DOE conversion kit, it's actually a really cool project. I got an actual old NES controller that didn't think it was going to work. Like, if it wasn't so cheap, we were going to give it back to the dude who sold it to us, and the first, because we were going to get one for the kit, but we ended up getting two, and I'm like, oh, I was thinking of buying a Super NES controller because that would be fun for all the absolutely amazing SNES games that I've got ROMs for them, like. So, man, we did do this. I'm like, why are we still on this one? Because I just quit without saving and tried to roll it back to the beginning to get to World 7. And that just straight up didn't work. But yeah, like, it was going to be a gift for a birthday from my brother. We can't get that. Anyway, it's going to be a fire flower. And the first one that we got, and actually the one I'm using, it smelled like cigarette smoke and was in awful condition. I spent a couple days cleaning it up and scrubbing it and taking it apart and just go... Ow. I went too low. It's like going to town trying to restore it because thought it'd be a fun project, and it was. This tracks. It really does. It was good. Is it worth it? Debatably. Do I want it? Could take it or leave it. Is it nice to have? Honestly, probably not for this stage. You know what? Even though it's my usual skip, like I do it every time I play this level, I'm not gonna try to swim under the boat again for the simple reason of I know I can just do this one legit. And I want to get past it. That's an interesting twist on, as I think this is the only one that, or I'm probably misremembering, the airships probably do it too, but it's always nice how you have a very basic obstacle of just all these cannons, but the addition of... Oh, you can get up from the back of that one. Nice. But just adding the... I either get it perfectly or miss it. But just the up and down movement adds a lot of interesting bits of, oh, it's actually kind of hard to predict this. Wild. Oh, right. And then I ended up scrubbing the controller, cleaning it up, restoring it. The rubber plungers inside the buttons, they actually ended up breaking, so I had to order a new set of reproduction rubber bits or contacts for an NES controller that costs like 75 cents. I think it costs more to ship than it costs to actually get the parts. Oh, come on. I can't be too mad because these are the only levels that actually give power-ups. But I can also be annoyed on account of how I have a little bit more power-ups than I know what to do with. Yeah, I ended up putting a Bluetooth adapter board in instead of the original one. I'm just gonna P-wing this because... Yes. Bowser's Air Force level just... It gets annoying for the fact of some of the jumps are just right on the edge of what you can do. Like, you have to get it perfect. And, full honesty, I think a lot of the reason why I can do the game quick is by the time I get to World 7 and 8, the two hardest worlds in the game by a long shot, I have enough muscle memory and I'm warmed up enough that it's like, yeah, I've been doing jumps and stuff like this for a lot less. They were a lot less perilous this entire time. I actually think I might... Okay, for a moment there I thought I was going to miss the first jump just because of how floaty you are with a P-wing. But we're fine. The funny thing is, because all those levels are one-off, you only... Can you get... Yeah, you can get takeoff speed here. It is... Yeah, it gets you just far enough to get down this pipe. Which I remember the first time that I had done a serious attempt towards this. That pipe was a lifesaver, because we were getting to the point of first time through. Ah, dang it. You also want it there because... Huh. You know, that block would have been perfect if it... Ah! The actual levels in World 8 are no easier than the special bits. Annoying thing. Come on. I would prefer to leave, but I'll take what I can get. I think there's one here? No. God. They had a... Ow. Ah! Dang it! They had a gimmick in mind for this, and it was entirely, hey, wouldn't it be really funny if we made players juggle and bounce on bullet bills? Yeah. Ah. What? I think I accidentally held down left on the control pad. Depending on how this goes, if I realize that I'm going to just end up skipping most of these levels with items, because like there's some that are kind of fair. They're nice to use, right? But then there's some like the P-Wing is alright, you have called it quits on this level entirely. See you around. The Cloud is a little bit more fair because to get that to stick, you actually have to beat a level with it. Alright. Remember, that's there. I don't remember if you can get to that pipe or if you my bet is you do have to actually make the jump. You know, there's so many stars. The trick might be to to put one on and run for it. Like that might just be it. Oi, get back here, fungus. Hey Tara, how's it going? I did not update the bot from last time. I mean, yes, you're here much earlier. We are not doing much better at all. What are you? I keep on getting hit by these bills. Yeah, shit like that keeps happening. Did I cheese this one last time? I feel like that might have been what happened. That last time I played this on stream, I just went, screw it. Yeah. World 8 does not pull any punches. And I'm probably playing this on the Ow. On one of the worst options for controller, because on one hand, I have my NES controller working for this. On the other hand, the NES controller... Ow! That was calculated. Is a controller of all times, especially considering that I habitually don't use the D-pad even if I'm playing a game that normally was originally made for the D-pad in mind.
DSHIM277 is first in the stream.
Hey Shim, how's it going? Thanks for being first. Welcome in. We're suffering. Alright. Last raccoon leaf, and we're hoping it's worth it. But yeah, how's everyone? I hope that everyone's having a good day, and... Oh, right. I forgot to say that, Terry, you got some really good polls. Like, I don't know what it is, but every time I see someone pulling Pokemon cards on stream, it seems like they just have really good luck, or they've bought like a full-on booster pack, and they're just designed to be loaded. Ow, that's mean. They definitely did that intentionally so you can't ramp off of that and fly over more of the level. We legit got... Right? Like, I know that you said that you just want to... Ow! Total stop of everything. Alright, screw it. We're cheating. No, I know that you said that... Oh, also thanks for the check-in. But that you only want to collect them for the sake of collecting and not sell. But I do have to wonder how much, how much some of those are worth. Because I totaled up some of my old collection, and it ended up being a good amount. I think I got over $200 from a handful. Cards I accidentally ordered today and got... accidentally ordered. I'm not entirely sure I believe that. I'm not entirely... Oh, dang it. Are you sure that that was a full accident? Ah! Ah, I hate this level. This is one that I know, remember, and do not like. I'm actually going on Firefly. Do I actually have higher one's value saved? Most expensive cards, $250? Nice! I definitely know that I'm not going to get full price for any of mine because I got them when I was young, and they, both from how they've been stored and how I've treated them, I don't think a bunch of cards that have been hastily crammed together in one binder sleeve slot for this is every card of this type that I own. Oh, I thought I was clear. It was an accident. Forgot to take it out of my cart when I ordered my car rotors. A likely story. I'm not even mad that I missed the 5-up. That I'm just glad to be done with that. That Blastoise card stream's 86? Damn, that's a big man Blastoise. Alright, what? Oh, right! I think this might be the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, this is the traditional Mario maze level castle. Ah! Yeah, any cool dupes? First thing I'd go give them friends fams. Definitely the best way to go, because, like, if you get really lucky, is extremely lucky with dupes and the like, I could definitely see being able to fund, like, another pack or something. Too much run, not enough control. If I don't have ones I want, then I might sell or donate to... Yeah, I remember you were mentioning that you donated some for, like, loaner decks for competitive, right? Which is super cool. And I'm sure that they appreciating having some more cards that they can justify or... I was trying to get the other power-up because I think it's a leaf, and I also think it's necessary. It's necessary for some bits here. Like, I'm sure that they do appreciate the card donation for new players that... Well, back through there because we need 2 power-ups. Because if they don't get them donated, then they have to find a way to justify essentially taking stock off the shelves to build packs. Although from what I understand, most card shop owners, that might be less of a justification, more of a, oh sweet, we have an excuse to pull ourselves. Okay, maybe it's the other way, that the one where I got the mushroom has a leaf. Get that. Get that. one? Mario. Oh yeah, they are. It is 100%. I have this game etched so far into my brain that that's the only way I know half of how to play it. Alright, need to be small there. Okay. Oh, this is rough. There's a way through. Nope, there's not. If you fall down there without a leaf, you're just shit out of luck. Yeah, I think it's just from repetition playing this and so many other Mario games that it, in the hole I go, back where I belong, my people need me. But I do believe that there's a sort of general or generic muscle memory that you get the more, oh, I was right, it is leaf. That is so much better for, like, all of this. And there it goes. Ah! Ah! I know the game's pretty well, but there's no life for me. That was so rough. That was just mean. It's like, I know what's going on with this game. I've done this level so many times, I roughly know. The only reason I can't confidently say I know the route through this place is because general bad memory, but after a minute of playing this and getting close, I can always be like, ah, yeah, I vaguely have the phantom memory of where I need to go. But still, like, yeah, I might know the puzzle. The hard part is not figuring out the puzzle. The hard part is surviving it. You ever gone past World 3 in any 2D Mario Party? Yeah. It's one of the few games that personally I think that they get easier as you go along, or at least the difficulty is less in, hey, here's a level. Pass it or get out. It becomes more, hey, here's a level plus a bunch of collectibles that, ooh, sideways thwomp. Always rare. Rarely appreciated. So yeah, here's a bunch of collectibles and stuff that you need to get through or need to find to get 100 completion. And then they do what they've done since Super Mario World, which is, and here's the special world where we take all of the meanness we have had pulled up since the NES era on display. Alright. It's a weird thing through here. Let's die. Yeah, no, I'm back. No, not Mario Party. Yeah. Regular Mario games. Come on, reform so I can spring off your head. Thank you. Yeah, they are a different breed. Huh? I know I'm getting close. Oh, hey, we're here. This is the fastest I've ever gotten through this castle. But no, platformers are an entirely different game that I feel gets... Wow. That is the first time in this entire playthrough I've died to one of those bosses. Ugh. But it's a lot of... What I've always liked about Mario games specifically is they ramp up well. At the beginning, it's the whole... Ah, dang it. It's a very simple and conceptually easy to get on or get onto type of game, or at least for the stages are simpler. Because like you said, even if you could only get through World 3, that's still 3/8 of the way through the game. Like, that's a good chunk. But then at that point, things start ramping up. Because even now, with how much better I am at these games compared to when I first started playing them, I will still admit the worst levels are World 7 and World 8. That they just do not pull... They don't pull a single punch there. Actually, can I... Oh, oops. And even Super Mario World, where they put a lot of the specific endgame meanness into... Oh, I don't have to do, like, any of that if I just go this way. It's fine. Like, they got a lot of meanness out there, but it's still a similar ramp up where the closer you get to the end, the more rough and definitely mean the levels get. I don't think we need that star for anything. Like, that's what I like about the style platformer, that it's just... They start deceptively easy, but they get so hard to the point where it just feels fun to figure out and finally win, for lack of a better word. Because I've noticed something that I think there's been a couple times on stream that people have tried to bait me into raging at dying in a game. And I think a big reason why I'm just like, no, I died, but alright. I haven't... The point of dying is you know that doesn't work and you can readjust next time through. I think that's just because of the sheer amount of Mario games that I've played. I'm just used to it. I know I've mentioned... this might not be the way forward. I know I mentioned that the final level of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I had to burn that into my brain on how to beat. And it took me 50 tries to do it, at least. And it was fun. Like, sure, I was getting mad at it and had to put it down at a point. But when I finally got it... Oh yeah, 50. I'm not even kidding. I went in there with 99 lives because I had completed everything else. And then there was a point where I'm like, I need to take a break. And I am much lower on lives now. I'm going to go grab some more. Because it's rough. You know, I think I have it installed. Maybe after this, I'll just boot up that copy of the save and do a couple of tries. Because I remember there's a few places where you have to be not quite frame perfect, but it does feel more like a rhythm game of you have to hit your badge button as soon as... What? Okay, maybe I'm not as used to the NES controller as I thought. Play Super Mario Wonder can be... Right? It's so great that they just have all of those characters that you can be. Gave the boss a good hug. Yeah, a really good hug. Right on the spiky ass. You know what? Well, I haven't used the Hammer Bro suit. I should have used this. Okay, the Hammer Bro suit's kind of useless here. I should have used it in the last castle. And there it goes. Whole thing is it has a similar to the Tanuki suit that if you hold down in it, you're protected against a lot more. But also the hammers can knock out thwomps, which is super nice in a couple castles. Yeah, it's useless here. It's one of the most powerful power-ups in the game anywhere else because it's like the Fire Flower, but vertical instead of entirely on the ground. You get in World 6, and there's one castle that's absolutely lousy with thwomps that... Oh, thought I was ducking. Wait, my tit's not working? I do not recall... I forgot. I need to update to the next... whatever. It keeps on throwing an error when I try to open it, so... Nope, So I gotta get the updater. Here, let me spot you for that flood. Get out of there. Where? Ah! And one more because that's deserved. Actually, and a knife. Right in front of the entire game screen. I normally would say that I have to fix that issue, but I don't know how, and it's really funny. That's because Corpse as a model is really small. Like, if I go to Bread, resize him, go to Corpse, this is the size that it wants to naturally import to. And then I end up zooming in a lot in order to make it visible. Which has the side effect of, since... Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Not a knife. You'd be amazed how little size matters in this case. Yeah, it's a problem inherent with the fact that this model has a lower DPI than Bread, and everything is scaled to be primarily Bread-sized. Oh, dang, you need to full send that one. So whenever things get resized, it has the knock-on effect of everything that's being thrown at me being huge. But that will be changed eventually. Somehow, probably. One day. Ow, right in the face. I thought that was a safe place to stand. Turns out it was the next one. I want to ramp up. Ah! I ramped up too far. I ramped up way too far. No place is safe except for the couple places that are safe. Those ones are. However, where they are, we may never know. And also just running at full speed. Hey Sith, how's it going? How's Borderlands? Oh, you moved on to 3. Hope that... Right, I was off by 1. Hope you had a good time with that. What class have you been playing in there? Thanks for the flood. There's been a lot of that being thrown around lately. I think the trick is to go up, if I remember right. This is your fault. I was doing perfectly fine until you guys started throwing things at me.
Never the answer.
It's the solution.
All right, can't argue with that logic. You got me there. We will eventually get to the next to Twilight Princess. How long that takes is entirely up. Some of the boss. I should not have shown you of all people the knife, Tara. I should have known better. Well, some of the bosses are rough though. Been running a sniper class. That would make sense. I have no idea if the bosses are just rough because it's difficulty adjusted. Wow, right into that. Because I've been playing, well, 2 with a friend, but also, no wait, 3 has been mostly solo. Forgot that. But occasionally with friends, like I was playing with one of the guys I was playing with is the best, the most I mean this in the most complimentary way I can imagine. Absolutely insane. They rolled up a true Vault Hunter mode as early as they could, so one that's meant to be, hey, you've beaten the game and want a better challenge. God, I was clear of that. God damn it. Went in on it on level 1. So naturally, we all joined a game that they hosted to farm some really good gear. And then went back to the main game that we were playing through together, and wow, this is really easy now that we have good gear. Why do I keep doing that? Am I stupid? Oh, right. I couldn't get this controller working last time because I was holding right in start instead of left in start. That answers that question. Thanks for the head slaps.
Sit Night 20 is second in the stream.
Congrats,
the coveted third is still out there.
I bumped the button. I adjusted the controller just enough to hit the A button.
Congratulations.
Oh, that is... Never say I have found the most embarrassing way to fail at a game, because you will be stood corrected. It will happen. There's always a dumber way to absolutely eat shit in a game. And congrats on being third, Tara. It took a lot of patience and a couple of knives. Proud of you. All right. We're fine. We handled that extremely well. I'm just gonna... I kind of wish I backed off and got the item. Oh. If we can not eat shit. Ah! Also have to remember, don't say anything. Never say if we can just not die, or not eat shit, or say that everything's going fine. You will die before you finish the sentence. This has happened so many times. Why do I never remember that this happens every single time? I think I've said them so often, especially these past couple weeks of streaming, that they're not even famous. They've become a saying that's been devalued by overuse so much that they're just words. I'm just being punished for my hubris live on Twitch. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I enjoy this? Am I really that broken? Should I seek therapy for this? Nah. Just that is actually true. I will loudly declare that, all right, I know that this is going to happen, that this bad thing is going to happen, and I will plan accordingly, just so I can be proven wrong by the universe at large. Ow. All right, worth it for whatever that gets me. And it works. It works. Thank you. Thank you for this. It just works to a point that it's become reliable. I can count on saying it, and then it just happens. And here's the fun part. The boss fight from this point on, it's free. Bowser doesn't have a hitbox for his lower half. He can't hit. He is physically incapable of harming me. I just have to get out of the way for the last ground pound. Yeah, hang on a moment. I refuse to die like that because that was so fucking dumb. I refuse for that to be how I end this, because no. That has happened too many times. I will not be made a fool on my own stream. Ah. Gobsy, wait, you're alive? Thank you so much for the raid. How's stories from... Oh, that one looked a lot like Gundam. Hi, we just finished Super Mario Bros. 3 in the most dumbass way. Oh, Rexitabola, thank you so much for following. It's really good. Ah, good. Hey, Sentient Cookie. Hey, Tatsumatsu, and welcome in, Buttercup Bandito. I hope they all had a good stream, and if you have to raid and run, totally understand. For anyone new here, Eldritch Horror Bread, Eldritch Horror from Beyond Reality, found an old man blockbuster full of retro games. Estelle, thank you so much for following. I mostly possess bread roll because it's quick, it's easy, it's free, it's comfortable. Sometimes I do have a more humanoid form because, unfortunately, things in the world require you to wear pants that I call corpse for obvious reasons. Carbs, hell yeah. I'll just switch back to bread for a bit, because, yeah. And I did interrupt somebody's googly eye redeem, so... Because when that would... I'm not sure that's good advice. But yeah, you just missed me talking big about how there's a glitch in this game where Bowser doesn't have a hitbox for his lower half. And if you crouch or are small, it's just... the final boss fight is free. The moment I said it's free, I got hit by a fireball at an odd angle and died. It's been happening all night. When in doubt, whip out the googly eyes. Hell yeah. Always whip them out. And anyway, if I can find where that is, because I'd started that game last stream and then didn't quite finish it. I had to stop because I was getting a massive headache. But it got mentioned that I had taken 50 tries to run through the final challenge on this game. So I'm like, all right, I'll show off how ridiculous that is. But no, I'd love to hear about what you got up to on stream. But if you have to raid and run, I also Is it? Where is the final one? I have to remember that. I also totally understand that because stream is a lot of work. So if you have to like take care of yourselves, do what you need to. Man, there has to be oh yeah, courses. Special world. Final test badge marathon. Played story game, so I was doing all my best 90s. Yes. Oh, my toast. Thank you so much for that. If I miss things, especially for Mario, because I require a little bit more focus than my brain is ever used to giving, yell at me if redeems occur. There we go. Reach down. Yes, there is something so great about that era of voice acting. It's like it's bad, but it's good. It also hits right in the nostalgia. That's on me. I don't even have an excuse. I forgot the controls. I forgot the controls and very confidently ran right to it. I can already tell that this ain't going to be a good start. I think I'm off the mark a little bit. And this is an easy one. It's deliciously earned. Oh, that's so great to hear that. Just anything that can be described like that. Right, I'm remembering this because the other issue is that you have to use all the gimmicks, and it's been a while. But I remember this badge. I used it exclusively. Oh, God, Luigi's so... The non-super forms are so stumpy and chubby. No, that sounds like a game that's just made with nothing. This isn't even the difficult part. Oh, hey, yeah, you can actually see the amount of last time I played this, I ended with 47 lives. I started with 99. Hey, Krosik, how's it going? Hope you're having a good night. I'm just showing off this specific one because it got brought up how amazingly difficult in a way that makes me question if my brain's broken it was. Good, nice. Oh, thanks for the butter, Sith.
Ready to ride?
Yeah, it's going to happen a lot. Do not stand that far back. Oh yeah, I could pop the item that I have in reserve, but it doesn't really matter in this stage. The most you get is if you're a little off there, which I could fall faster. I don't have to be holding this the entire time. I have free will. How good are you at rhythm games? Depends. If I'm used to it, I have been able to play like Crypta the Necrodancer with headphones on, but that's largely because that game has extremely too close. I'm gonna do like a handful more and then swap over to Zelda, but that has very similar beats on everything. So once you get into the muscle memory, you can kind of just go for it. but I've never been much into rhythm games. I've played Hi-Fi Rush, but that one is that. Actually, I played a few rhythm games, but not like hit the button, not like a Project Diva where the goal of it is explicitly to match time with the songs. It's always been I should have ground pounded there. I need to keep that going. It's always been a game where the rhythm was matched along with something else, like bullets per minute, Hi-Fi Rush, Crypt of the Necrodancer. It's always been another genre plus rhythm game. I think we're just good. Yeah. Time to hear about rhythm games, my always goes through fires and flames. That's just a fun song. And one that would fit in extremely well with bullets per minute, which is a like Viking afterlife themed first person shooter rhythm roguelike. It's a lot of fun. I've never beaten a run of that game, but it's pretty fun. Run! Swim for it! Alright, that's on me for getting the timing abhorrently wrong. Oh, I also remember I made a point to get absolutely every single one of those 10 coin stars, or massive coins. Yeah, this is where it's starting to get burned in my memory, because this is like this is where it starts being, you have to do it perfect. I just ran a bit too much. Why? I swear I'm good at these games. Although half of it is that I'm jumping into the biggest challenge with not much warm-up and a Twitch chat. I don't know who threw what, but thank you for that. I thought that was it. Thank you, Sith, for the knife and the brick.
Jump against the wall, then jump again. Jump against the wall, then jump again.
Ooh. Oh, ads. I do take a break during those to calm down the screaming. Be back in a sec. This is going fun.
Suppose that saucer or whatever it was had something to do with this. Your guess is good as mine, Larry. You're in charge now, Lieutenant. Yeah, yes I am. No, yes, sir. Back up the car and gather radio. No corner, he's got to make another trip out here.
The shocking fact about grave robbers from outer space. Many scientists believe that another world is watching us this moment. We once laughed at the horseless carriage, the airplane, the telephone, the electric light, vitamins, radio, and even television. And now some of us laugh at outer space.
A picture that you could never see in any other way.
All right. Wrong screen. Think everyone's back. On to suffering, and I have a feeling that what I should have done is set the game category to wonder, because I have a feeling I'm going to get into the groove and be like, you know, I want to complete this. And just because the lives are good. Oh, sweet. I love that you didn't die.
Jump against the wall, then jump again. Yeah.
Ooh. Wait, I think I need to bounce off the... Man, I forgot how fun this was. I think I have to jump off the melon seeds, which is a thing you can do. Or I'm going to eat shit and die. That is all. I need something that, you know, maybe I should talk to Stux about this, because he had on his stream a program and setup that if he took damage when he was playing Black Myth Wukong, that the shock collar on his leg would go off and zap him. I need that.
Jump again.
Okay, I do not remember what the gimmick with that is. But I need something like that for if I say anything of, yeah, this is going fine, or I'm going to eat shit and die, because invariably always happens without fail. And I need to just train myself to not do that. Oh, yeah, that's the only way.
Jump against the wall.
Nope. Can't just jump on it. Look, given the theme of this level, I have a feeling that if I can jump on those seeds with... All right, I'm just going to limit myself to two more attempts, and if I can't get any further, then we're going to go play the game we're supposed to be playing tonight. Supposed to be playing Twilight Princess. But somehow, I have gotten predictably distracted on Mario. Ow! Dang it, did that not go... Did that not go through? Hold up a sec. I'm not hearing that. Why am I not hearing that? Huh. Let me restart that, because that isn't an issue with a web service. That's an issue with a bot I made myself.
No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me!
Well...
Jump against the wall, then jump again. Pow!
That's strange, but I think it was just my bot being weird. Well, as compensation, anyone who's on the shout out list, because I had to restart it, it will now get shouted out again. All right, that's it. If I don't stop now and swap over to the actual game, I never will. Be back in a sec. This will fry things. And what did I say? All right. Just a sec. I have to restart everything. That's going. It sounds.
Never seen in any other way.
And TTS always. Okay. Knocks out my VTube studio camera too. There we go. I think this has. I think this is everything now. Let me just toggle the capture card. There we go. And I am just a moment for startup because I'm actually playing this on my old Wii. So you get this wonderful put your wrist strap on. My strap does not have, and I don't have a wrist strap. And I also have to be careful around the save screen because mix. Yeah, Elgato's coming in way too loud. I also have to be careful around the save screen because it has a bunch of old games from when I was extremely young and, you know, never thought that this would be used for streaming because live streaming wasn't a thing. I think I still have the collector. Oh, that's amazing. The CD that came with the Sword and Shield replicas? Man, that's so cool. I didn't know that this all came with stuff like that. Although that was, come on. It's a little awkward sitting at a desk and attempting to do the Wiimote motion gimmicks. Miniature sword and shields. Understand. I was not. I thought it was clear. Understandable. It's a lot of metal in full one. Yeah, we've just started the City in the Sky dungeon. Which I love because it's just weird. It's a city built, made, and molded by a bunch of chicken people, and it shows. Oh, it's so cool. Hey, you weird. I just walk on. Oh, right, and parts. I forgot about that. Well, stay close to me, weird chicken dude. We're taking the slow route back to Hyrule. They weren't really sure what exactly these things came from, right? There. Oh, I never noticed, but there's just a bunch of cannons in here. I remember hearing someone saying that, oh, yeah, it's the remnant, like they're up in the remnants of Skyloft from Skyward Sword. But this place, come on, don't do me like this, dude. Weird lizard thing. Like, this entire place does not feel like Skyloft. Or any of the floating islands. Yeah, like remnants of what? Is there just a chicken population? Or that one person I remember seeing said, yeah, after Skyward Sword was done, the Loft Wings, after who knows how many years alone up there, just evolved into these things. And fair theory of random magically induced evolution in this series, because that's what's implied in Wind Waker to have happened to. Oh, actually, I just have to get around you. Like, oh, hey, you did. The gimmick for the regular version of these things has been rendered obsolete, so we're going to make you do it anyway. Yeah, and that makes even less sense. It made somewhat sense for the Zora being forcefully evolved into the Rito, but that's. I'm gonna be honest. Most of those types of theories are just. They have a game that Zelda's games imply a continuity from one game to the next. So if you can draw a really faint, squiggly line that turns it in on itself over and over, I just do not have the thing for that gimmick. But it doesn't. It's a funny thing. Like, there is continuity. You can look at it, but they don't actually give a flying fuck about maintaining that through the series. The most you'll get is, yeah, Majora's Mask happens directly after Ocarina, or Tears of the Kingdom happens right after Breath of the Wild. Are we going to do anything with that? No. What you see is what you get, and there ain't much to see here, and you're just going to have to learn to be happy with that. All right, there's the way that I can go forward. Technically 5. Yeah, oh right, technically 5 years after. I forgot about that time skip. But for as much as they have such a straight line of continuity, they don't really use it for much. My theory is someone tried making Cuckoos in Skyloft and something went wrong. You know, in the level of darkness that I've come to expect from these games is that sometimes that's all you get. No. That was a thought. That was not the right thought that went in that hole. is that the truth of what the Akuku are is probably much darker and more screwed up than they can ever just straight up say, because my biggest complaint with the series in the most modern outings is they do not do enough to traumatize children in them. Like, there was a time where the Zelda franchise stood for something, and that was making sure you knew which one of your kids was a brave one. Cuckoo monster hybrids? Maybe. Could be a couple of people who didn't or wouldn't go back to the surface after Skyward Sword, stayed up there and eventually morphed, devolved, went feral, got desperate with chickens, whatever, into this nonsense. The other thing is that this entire place, it reminds me of the whole time, just let Link, right? Like the entire time for Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, just they should just be sweet. Like they should have let Zelda be more present in the story aside from. Oh, I have made a horrible mistake. Well, we're riding this down to whatever's below us. Hope nothing is. You know what? One detail I really wish that they did or do in the remaster is after this dungeon, there's a couple places where you have to grab onto those things and latch off into before they fall. I really hope that they have those pieces appear in Lake Hylia or somewhere on the world map, just because it'd be fun. But no, actually, now that I look at this again, the architecture and vibes I'm getting, it would make more sense for the Akuku to just be straight up aliens. Like the doors specifically, and in the last room, there was a place I'm like, huh, that's a handrail for climbing up. I'll try, if we get back to there, I'll try to remember to point it out then. I'm just like, huh, that looks like a sci-fi handrail. Yeah. Oh, there's more than mentioned. Like, there's just straight up aliens show up in Majora's Mask. But this entire dungeon already has the most high-tech vibes. Like, we got working extractor fans. Wait, is there something that happens if I grab onto that? Like, if you look at this entire place through the lens of, yeah, it's a spaceship. And that door explicitly reminds me of something from a Doom wad. Wrong door. Of the vents on the side, lights on the top. Whole world kind of a dream within a dream thing made by Skull Kid. True. And in the grand scheme of Zelda lore, it is impossible to say what is and isn't canon. It's like the entire series is predated on the idea of these are legends and not historic facts. It's like these are all just stories. There's dudes. Yeah, they honestly make a lot more sense as being read as aliens who set up a long time ago. Because they are ancient, and these are still... These are ruins, they just happen to be ruins that work. And... I don't know, I think there's a whole lot of... And I feel like at least half of it is... Nope. That one was almost bad. I feel half of the design here is there was an old concept for a link to the past. That was a game that was supposed to have time travel. Granted, a lot more Zelda games than you'd think from fantasy vibes have time travel. It's just that one was supposed to be explicit between us. Get Ben. It's supposed to be explicit between a sci-fi future and a more fantasy past. Maybe did I decide that I have to push this? Yeah, it works a whole lot better if I have my sensor bar further away from me. And I don't know, I feel like this area is somewhat of an homage to that it's supposed to be sci-fi adjacent, because there's also, I'm going full conspiracy board theory, but there's also this symbol on the door that, I don't know, I get the vibe of it being very face-like, of not entirely a cuckoo, but whatever the thing that actually made this ship was. Another interesting thing is that, yeah, this has somewhat of an engine room feel to it, at least I think. Which I don't think we can get to yet. I don't remember. Can I actually be fast enough here? No. Absolutely not. You put on the boots, think you're going for a good time, and you just sink. There's the way back. Yeah, it's just... This level, at least in hindsight, gives me a big Lost Colony ship sort of vibe to it. Of like, this was launched for a purpose. It was launched like a generation ship sort of deal to be both accessible and a place to live with the vaguest of hope that they're going to find something. And then they end up here. Aha! I knew there had to be a thing. Never mind. Do I have anything heavier that could get through there? Aha! I love how much this dungeon expects and wants you to have the hookshot out to the point where, like, okay, we know you probably have a bow because that's one of the few items that's easy and ergonomic to use as a weapon in this game. So we're going to throw a puzzle that forces you to have the hookshot out. That's just a fun little minor... It's not even a puzzle, it's just a minor little instance of the game messing with you. Like, alright, in case you're using this, we're just going to throw something at you to mess with you. I think I have to go around the other side. Oh, and these dudes again. So long, you weird centipede. Nope. Well, I hope I land on top of the centipede. That's just going to be the best outcome. I know this game is probably the best explanation for this game and game overs is that there isn't one. Nothing actually happens. You just get restarted with a slight health hit. Because that, if we didn't do that, there wouldn't be much of a game. But I choose to believe that we're like right over Lake Hylia. And because the trope of falling into water at any height nullifies fall damage is in effect, I choose to believe that every time we fall off of this place, there's just a half-hour long runaround of Link dredging himself out of the lake, taking a moment to dry off, shooting himself back up. Oh, I just flat out missed that. I don't even have anything to say about that. And just having to shoot himself back up here and the entire ordeal to get back to the room that he fell off in is enough that from sheer exasperation, his sanity withers enough that he takes a little bit of damage. Okay, the background music is easily more unnerving here than in Arbiter's Grounds. And Arbiter's Grounds is a freaking... It's a Shadow Temple equivalent of, hey, we're just going to throw every undead and creepy thing we can at you right now. That you cool with that? No? Good. But just the... Oh yeah, that's a sci-fi vibe of a security gate. Come on. Dude. Ah, got him off. Oh, should not have done that. I'm trying to remember some of the fun moves that we got here, but turns out you don't even need that. Yeah, between... Man. Arbiter's Ground. Literally a place folks who betrayed the royal family were killed. Yeah. Also the Shadow Temple, which says in no uncertain terms, hey, this is... I can get better. We need to get higher. Arbiter's Shadow Temple in Ocarina just flat out says this is where people were. Like, this is where people who were tortured during the war in the backstory. Also, there's a flat out war in the backstory. I don't remember if any other game got that explicitly mundane for the backstories. Like, there's always something of, oh yeah, it's about the Triforce, about the whole cycle of reincarnations. No, they went to war. Why'd they do that? Reasons. Shadow Temple, Sheikah with torch. Yeah, it's a whole messed up thing. Wait, can I grab onto that chandelier thing again? Ah. I see. But I don't know, there's something about this that, now that I look at it, this dungeon explicitly is out of place. Like, this is, you can see the rebar in the concrete here. No, most other dungeons, like, concrete's not a thing for this world. I don't know, the vibes are just, this is a dungeon that doesn't belong here. Maybe that's why it's always stuck out in my memory. I've always loved those types of places of like, yeah, this is weird because it's out of genre. Like, this place makes more sense as something from sci-fi. Like, going back to the whole, oh yeah, it's almost as if these games are meant to be viewed through the lenses of they're all legends being retold and not necessarily factual. It would make perfect sense for the storyteller recounting this to, like, both flatten the descriptions of what they know about this to be alien-esque, but not entirely hitting it. Kind of like how for Final Fantasy 1, there's one of the last dungeons that I've only seen be remastered in a way that fits what everyone thinks they were going for in that first game. It was called Castle in the Sky. I know Strangers of Paradise is one of those games that did it right. That the intent in the NES game was that it was a full-on orbital space station, and nobody involved in the setting had the vocabulary anymore to describe it as an advanced sci-fi space station. So the most that they were able to do is Castle in the Sky. Not entirely unfactual. But yeah, like this handle right here is like, that is not something that you would put on unless there's an access way. And it just, a handle specifically like that is just screaming industrialized spaceship to me. I also like the idea that the people involved in making sense of the legend, there's some descriptions that still give the vibe, but there's also still trying for, oh, in case you need to get back there. We have once again blocked ourselves. Oh, back to the lake. Definitely have to come back here later. Yeah, like, there's some things that they try to, like, okay, ruins, so exposed stone, bricks, a lot of that. Some things like, oh wait, that's rebar coming out of the wall. This is all concrete. The vents everywhere. I don't know. It's just a dungeon that aggressively doesn't belong in the vibe of the rest of the series, and I absolutely adore it for doing that. Actually, now that I think about it, the entire game has some really strange dungeons. Like, aside from this, there's one where you go back in time, which has to a period which has been implied, or at least taken by the fans to be when Ocarina of Time was happening. Like, the theories I've always heard is there's 7 stages in Ocarina that you have to that you really have to, or that Link has to go out and personally save. Except for the first one, who, practically speaking, ends up releasing Link himself. The theory that I've heard that I've really liked is that's because Twilight Princess Link, ow, don't know what I was expecting there. Oh, that one was hit by playtesters so much Midna has a snarky remark. All you can do is hang from there, though. Something else you can do while you're hanging there? Iron boots. Just such a smart puzzle. Make yourself even heavier. Hey Ace, how's it going? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well today. We have finished the first Mario game. I did a couple runs of Mario Wonder to show off the very last level, and then after dying multiple times, like, all right, I have to swap or else, yeah, yeah, that's probably, yeah, exactly. But yeah, you got. Wait, did you get the second Infernape? Yeah. Lemon, thank you so much for rating. How's the software development? Do you get some good progress in that? Welcome in, Raiders. Fun time. Got caught right at the beginning of a boss fight. hey, Lemon. Hey, Win. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, for everyone new here, I'm Eldritch Bread, Eldritch from Beyond Reality. Found an old band Blockbuster full of games and decided, wait, this is the greatest shit ever. I know what I'm doing for as long as I can. Mostly play retro. Sometimes I play something new if it catches my eye. But tonight we're playing Twilight Princess, and I've gotten completely sidetracked by the fact that I have noticed how extensively this dungeon looks and feels like an alien spaceship. Good work on the game. Nice. Is that Lone Vita or the rocket launcher Zelda game? Because both look pretty great. Oh, I thought it was fucking... It's Rob. Welcome in, Igni. And hey, Evil. Hope you're all doing good. Yeah, boss fight distraction. That wouldn't be the first time. Ow. Wouldn't be the first time. That was a... Got look though. Understandable. And that goes for anyone that if you have to raid and run, like, totally understand. Watching streams a huge time commitment and a lot of work. So go take care of yourself. Go do something nice. Oh, I didn't lock on. I will. It's been a fun time so far. Made some new enemies. Nice. Yeah, that one looks fun just because of how much it reminds me of an NES game. Do I have to manually? Do I have to do this? And yes, we are playing on my actual Wii. The sensor bar is a total of like a foot or so away from me right now. So it's a time. When we did the Hidden Village earlier, I actually had to get up and stand away from at a regular distance, or else I couldn't do that. Oh, there he is. Learned how new. Oh, right, I saw that, and I only have one hope for that game, and it's that they do not give it to the English translate. I hope that they give it a perfectly serious, respectable, and like, if you watch the original Japanese subs or it in the original Japanese dub, exactly what you would expect from that show, and then they just hand it off to the English localization team and say, hey, here's all the cutscenes. We're not telling you what the story is. Go make something funny. Because that worked fantastically the first time they did that. Discussing theory on how the cuckoo came to be. My bet is aliens. That, and we pondered an orb. Always good to ponder. It's based on the original JP, but also has the English. Oh, it has the original. Oh, Larkish, thank you so much for following. Appreciate that. Hope you have a good time here. Based on the original JP, but also has the English. Okay, so I'm a little disappointed because one of the funniest things from the bit of that anime I watched is that is legitimately how they dubbed it. That they just told the writers for the English localization, make something Americans will find funny. So it's so ridiculous and so different. Voice cast for both JP and English are all there. Imagine they could. True, they definitely could. Have the show queued up. The show to start watching while working out tomorrow. Good. It's funny. I also love this one. That it's just, you got a claw shot. You got double claw shots. Hell yeah. I missed a message for the raid. Yeah. Oh yeah, and we're also talking about the theory of how the Temple of Time dungeon, where you go back in time by putting the Master Sword in its place. That the leading theory with that I really like is how in Ocarina you have to free up all the sages but Rauru from... Oh, it's right up there. Wait, we're just going out the way we came? It's hilarious. And the theory is that the light temple in this game is a temple that you would have had to have done to free Rauru, but you just get sent so far back in time that this Link does instead. Right? Oh, you want to hear something even funnier, Lemon? I'm left-handed IRL. I am playing this with the Wii remote in my left hand. I never noticed Link was left-handed until this game, because I'm like, oh, no, that's actually normal. This is the one video game that doesn't make my head scream because it's backwards to what's instinctive for me to think. And then they mirrored him because all the right-handed people were cowards and couldn't deal with... I know I'm making it sound like a bigger deal, but it's legit. Like, oh, you couldn't deal with what left-handed people deal with for one game? Weak. But it messes me up so much. It's a challenge for the new hero. One I'm meaning to watch. Yeah, Samurai Pizza Cat is... It's funny because they did just do a good job with the prompt. And somehow it all works. Like, I don't think they reanimated anything. I don't know how dubbing works to begin with. But they just took everything and are like, what joke can we possibly write out of this? Well, I know that there's a running gag of someone watching the Pizza Cats deploy and just thinking about how they can personally get more airtime. Works so well. And no, they just dubbed whatever was happening. Not much concern. No bigger overarching plot. God, I should go back and watch some episodes of it. I remember it being just good. Prove that Twilight, this Link is worthy of Blade. Which is funny because it happens after I think it's happened after we've been using it for 2 or 3 dungeons. Although Zelda is a series of just, hey kid, you want to prove yourself worthy again? It's like, you can never have Link can never just have his reputation precede him. He's either completely unknown or like in this game, he wasn't even asked. This was technically its destiny, but it largely just occurred. Then there's Wind Waker Link that was emphatically not chosen. Whole reason you have to do the Tower of the Gods dungeon is because you're like, all right, I know you've been heroing for a while, but now we kind of have to make sure that that you're legit. Ooh, there's a thing here. Purification of the spirit to ensure the hero courage. That does make sense. Wait, why can't I get in here? Because there's a hole, but there's also a grate. Instructions unclear. Oh, I think that is entirely just to catch your eye if you try to go through here without starting the fan. Some jokes don't hold up. Yeah, that's expected. That. Oh, first that someone put the entire series on YouTube. Honestly, are you really appreciating the full vibe of old anime if you're not watching it crunchy as hell on YouTube? At least in that case, you don't have to do the thing where it's like, all right, I'm on video 1 of 3. There's a recommendation for 3, nothing for 2. I have no idea where to find it, so it's not listed on the guy's YouTube anymore. So I'm either going to have to hope and get lucky or guess. And yeah, also expected, like, there's a point where at a certain age it's less of a surprise and more of an expectation for things to. Oh, NeoJock, thank you so much for following, appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. We're like, a joke won't hold up, but it's valuable to still have it in that format to think, yeah, this is what they thought funny back then. Kind of fucked, right? And the example that always comes up is like the Warner Bros. Old Looney Tunes of, we are showing this as it first aired without altercation. These jokes were viewed as being fair for the age, but they have not held up well at all. Oh, I can't get there. Which a lot of cynical and honestly correct people have said that it's a way for them to keep airing it without having to do any work of editing or changing what's there. That they can just air them as is and put a quick little disclaimer without facing repercussions. But it's also useful to see that, yeah, this is how common that all was. Like that's just how it was, and we've improved a lot. Did this filter for the game that makes it look like you're watching an old 90s, not CRT, but kind of slightly washed out, barely grainy. Oh, that. I have only had a passing, like, familiarity with the series of watched a few episodes, laughed at how ridiculous the setup of, yeah, they just did a gag dub. Like, they got paid by the creators of the series to do what Team 4-Star and Dragon Ball Unabridged and all the rest would do much later for fun and free. And they just got told to do it. But that alone, I am now extremely excited for this. Ghost Stories. God, that is a series that every time I see, I'm like, how did this air the first time? Because there's like, I can't tell if this is legit or the gag dub for Hellsing, because that's ridiculous enough that for the whole bitches love cannons clip, I legit do. That one gets me almost every time, because up until Sarah says bitches love cannons, everyone else is perfectly in character that I'm not sure if they just didn't dub all that or that was original. And also doesn't help that is just a true fact. Bitches love cannons. Like, find a bitch, give her a cannon. She'll love it. She'll also probably use it at you because you've came into that interaction saying, hey, I need to find a bitch to give this cannon to. And, yeah, that's not a good idea to insult someone that heavily armed. Where am I going? Oh, cool, there's a thing there. But it is a true fact. Yeah, at least Pizza Cats was somewhat appropriate. It's not great, not awful. Could be better. But I love the whole leaning into the retro vibe of making the screen give an effect of like you're giving it on a retro TV. Because that was amazingly kind of the devs to not throw me into the abyss. What? Sounds like the tagline for my game. Bitches love cannons. You can use that for free because I own absolutely zero rights to it. Oh. Hey, Goop. You know, you have a good point. Who doesn't love artillery? Like, who doesn't love to blow up? And this is extremely pointed to everyone who I've talked to in the last week who had a problem with me exploding. Well, I guess we just keep on latching on to things and see where that takes us. Oh, hey, that's where it takes us. That's fine, I can just explode if I want. Just remind me, I do have to eventually figure out a way to just let people explode me on stream. I have taken inspiration and I wish to explode. Well, I guess I can go back up. I grappled on to this point. I can grapple out of this point. Okay, I stand corrected. I cannot grapple out of that place. You can explode if you want to. You can leave friends behind. If they don't want to explode, they're no friends of mine. However that song goes. I'm not on the ceiling. God. Oh yeah, that I got into the... Oh, it's one of those weird things that's come up multiple times, and I just keep on saying it because it keeps on being true, that I really wish for a game like Pokemon or, heck, even Final Fantasy, now that I think about it. Any game that started with 2D, I really wish they just kept on doing that. That it would be so cool to have the unsafety dance. God damn it. No, it'd be so cool if you had a good modern 2D game. So it's like, I don't think anyone can argue that Final Fantasy VII looks better than 6. Like the jump to 3D was impressive and mattered a lot, but end of the day, it didn't look good. Like, the sprite work in 6 is in my opinion, timeless and really good. Okay, where am I going? How did I get here? What? Oh, I guess the only way to go is down, around, back up, and they did kind of play us a little bit. No, not that way. I did this to myself. Huh. This is my beautiful temple. This is my beautiful sage. How did I get here? Don't blast us. Don't blast them. No friends of mine. I have finally met. This is the vibe that I wish to encourage. Oh, hey, Whisper. Speaking of, I have again completely forgot to actually make sure that I've updated the bot. Oh, I guess we're going down. I'm glad that worked out because I had no plan otherwise. All right, I see. How are you doing? Hope that you're having a good night. And there. Wow. They really did just say, all right, I understand that there's treasure here, so you're going to go for it. We're just going to make it some arrows because we need to make sure that you have the stuff you need in order to get through this dungeon. Oh wait, no, I'm exactly where I need to be. With bombs and arrows, I have a feeling. I need to update the bot bread. Yeah, but I could make it less work on myself, you know? But the Zelda's going good. Oh, wait. Ow. Developer, okay, we need a new dungeon. For this one, I'm thinking Spider-Man. All right, but they have proven time and time again that people just want to Spider-Man. They just want that sort of experience because, first of all, the Spider-Man games that have come out are amazingly fun. Second of all, one of my favorite classes in Risk of Rain 2 that I've just discovered is Loader because the game didn't tell me that she is literally just Spider-Man. Like, get enough backup mags and you can fling yourself wherever you want, anywhere on the stage. It's so much fun. And I slept on her forever because the only melee classes I played, I tried Acrid and I tried, what's his face? Mercenary. God, I always get Mercenary confused with Commando, and then I go around and cannot think of who they are. And I'm like, oh, I don't really like these dudes' gimmicks. They feel too weak and too floaty, and I know that Loader is going to be slow, and yeah. Failed to mention that all of her stuff scales with move speed, and also she can just fling herself. It's amazing. Oh, ads. Be back in a bit. I'll always take a break during this time. See you soon.
Now, all over the country this month, thousands of people are going to summer camp, where they awake every morning and go to sleep every night to the strains of the bugle. So the Alamite Brigadiers thought it would be appropriate to play Bugle Call Rag. Okay, boys, let her roll. Now, all over the country this month, thousands of people are going to summer camp, where they awake every morning and go to sleep every night to the strains of the bugle. So the Alamite Brigadiers thought it would be appropriate to play Bugle Call Rag. Okay, boys, let her roll.
All right, back from that, and oh right, Spider-Manning, and also Risk of Rain, which it turns out if you mention ukuleles to me, and the context is anywhere close to Risk of Rain adjacent, I will just go on a rant about that game. Like, it is the one perpetual hyperfixation I have that no matter what, it's not a case of if I am currently feeling in the mood or vibe for Risk of Rain. I always am. I just have to be reminded that it exists sometimes. And no matter what, somehow, despite a game that on paper requires you to do a lot of math to quickly figure out stuff, I just passively have a lot, like a majority of the weapons and effects and items and whatever, just in memory. Ah, I did not mean to do that because I have no... Wait. Nope. The eternal game of is that an area that I can latch onto with the spinner, or is that just or is that just vents because this entire place is weird? Turns out more often than not, vents. Like, get out of here, you weird plant. Just too bad. The people want two things: to Spider-Man around and Beyblade. This place is very, yeah. My leading theory as to what the Akuku are is aliens. That, or the other competing theory, is monster cuckoo hybrids. Given the design and vibe of this place and how much it feels like a spaceship, I feel pretty calm. Yes, the answer is yes. Alien chicken hybrids. Understandable. Have a nice day. God. Why didn't that feature come back for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom? Why do we no longer get a showy Link? Is that too much to ask for? One that just shows off? Nope. I see what needs to be done. True, they could be alien chickens. I mean, what evidence do we have that says chickens were not already aliens? It would have made him Fortnite default dance. Ugh. That is something I did not want in my brain, is now there. Thank you for that, I think. Ugh. I have mixed feelings on how common it is for everything to default to that dance. You Master Sword flaws. God. Well, I guess this is the reason I can't have nice things. Because of people. Although, given all the stuff that... Oh. No! Ah, I almost... Ah! Well, that works. I don't hate Fortnite, but I'm glad that... Agreed. The amount of it that I played before I realized I had accidentally had it installed on my on the SSD my OS was on, and not on the D drive, and that's the reason every time it updated, my computer ran increasingly slow. It was pretty fun. Granted, I had also learned that there's skill-based matchmaking, so that made my entire team so much more dominant because I was the only one who hadn't played extensively. Everyone else had. So we were getting stuck in matches that were completely new players or bots. And yep, designated noob. I think we determined that. I think we got like several wins in a row, and we're told that I was never allowed to miss a session because it was just that much better, and they weren't playing with the competitive sweats. Now, Fortnite's just conceptually weird to me because it feels like a game that was feels like a game that was never supposed to go on for as long as it did. Because if I remember right, the Battle Royale was just, oh yeah, PUBG is doing this. Well, let's add it on. It might be fun. Or we have an idea and capabilities. Already online. But the main thing that was supposed to be in there was the PvE wave survival mode. And then they accidentally dropped into this genius solution where Epic was just like, okay, fuck it, we'll go with this. We can work with it. And I think part of it is, if I'm going to be honest, the default designs are not good. I don't think that's a hot take or something that I should have prefaced with, if I'm going to be honest. I think that's a major selling point of the game, and the reason it stuck around so long is because the basic character designs aren't good, but what sells is everyone wants the collab cosmetics or the ones that they put a little bit of effort in. Yeah, like you want the good skins. The entire point of the game is getting them good skins, which you can either obstinately grind for on the battle pass. Well, that went about as well as I thought. Or shell out like $20 for them, which on one hand, practically speaking, isn't. They don't have new characters, they're just skins. Because I remember when I was playing that if you don't have a skin equipped, you just cycle through a handful of default characters. Like, you can't pick anything. People told, yeah, and people are fine with that. And if they have fun, like, for the people into it, it seems like they enjoy it for what it is. So, hey, it's not a bad game if you have fun playing it. That's just how it goes. Yep. The thing is that personally, for my never-ending live service game that'll spiral on to infinity until you sound like an old fart saying, back in my day, this used to be a proper game. Wait, is there another chest over there? Did I miss something? Cannot have that. Is Helldivers, because that lets you blow up yourself and friends in so many fun ways. Yeah, it's funny. The post that I had forgotten was guaranteed. Oh, into like we go. I try to post on Blue Sky a couple times a day just because it's muscle memory, and personally, I think it reminds me, hey, I'm doing stuff. Like I actually have to keep a social media presence, and also it's nice to think about a couple things for like game design and other random thoughts. But I had a couple people confused on it, thinking that there was an objectively good or bad game. Like, no, if you like a game or if you've had fun playing it, it's not a bad game. This is for the people who yell about gaming sucks and then only plays games that, like, this entire series sucks, but have played hundreds of hours of the latest game in that series and have the next one on pre-order already, sight unseen. Like, that's the type of people where I'm like, no, they're going to keep on making bad games if you keep on buying them. That's just how it works. You're rewarding them for a lack of effort. Let's go. Oh yeah, if you have fun and enjoy the time there, and bad game. Like, you can make an argument that Destiny 2 isn't a good game, but I still have played it quite a lot and tried to keep character current and up to snuff because I've had fun playing it with friends. Same with a couple of games. Like, I know there's a zero punctuation back when that was what the name for it was. That's like, this game is fun with friends is not high praise because that just means I have good friends. Counterpoint is, it's fun with friends also means it's a game you'd play with your friends, and that's a good excuse because your friends are cool. There's not a hole there. Link might be a twink, but he's not that much of a twink. But yeah, it's just that sort of game rarely does it for me. But I've also come to terms with the fact that no game will ever 100% do it for me in the way that I can just be obsessed with that one game. Because even Risk of Rain, which is my traditional ADHD, they all have one game that's a hyperfixation and have busted out the spreadsheets to optimize. But even Risk of Rain, I take some frequent and pretty long breaks on that one. It's like, sometimes that's the mood, sometimes it ain't. It's just how it goes. Why am I even going through here? Like, is this the way forward? I don't know. I just talk for 3 hours straight, and then next thing I know, I'm at the dungeon boss. I'm like, how did we get here? Yeah, I got games to go back off, and there's not, right? Because, like, even Helldivers, which that has the highest playtime for me, that over 300 hours and 100% all achievements. That's a game where past week I was playing it daily to get the basically the daily quests. I just do the minor objective, get a free 15 war bond medals from doing something as stupid and quick as possible, and we're out, in and out, easy money. And then I remember it's the silliest thing because I am evidently in the minority opinion of this. I don't like the bug front. I honestly think the bots are more fun and easier. Like, I'll casually solo a level 6 difficulty bot mission, but the bugs, I just find that annoying. Squids are okay. I think by design the squids are meant to be hard to fight no matter what your loadout is. Like, that's what they want to make it, as a bigger challenge, or at the very least they're still getting player data to figure out what people recognize as, or what people think is the best way to attack them and what to deal with them, or how to deal with them. But my personal thing is that every single update, the bots just get easier and easier. Like, everything else, every other faction is like, all right, we got something that's good that's okay against the bugs, situational against the squids, absolutely amazing against the bots, never fails to be funny. Like that, it's like, yeah, there's just a day where casually I'm like, no, this isn't scratching the itch anymore. God, what to do? Huh, I bought Stalker 2 when it was on sale for $10 cheaper on like Thanksgiving or Christmas. Why haven't I played that? I've been so excited for that. Played it, and now I had considered pushing off stream or canceling just so I could play it more. That's how much fun I've been having with it. I've also been considering downloading Stalker Anomaly again because I had it on my old laptop, but because it's a pretty chunky download from a site that just screams questionable Eastern European niche fan base, which is perfect and exactly what you want from it for a full game reverse engineered from a proprietary game engine they did not have access to, with all of the game due to all the first, second, and third game in the series, just the entire map in the game due to licensing's weirdness. It's open sourced. The animations for Pizza Cat games all being done on paper. Wait, no, that is nothing to be sorry about, because what? That is amazing. Like, I'm a sucker for hand-drawn animation in games to begin with. I shamelessly played several Metal Slug games in a row and just gushed about how beautiful they were. But all of it being on paper, I am so excited for this game. Like, it came out of nowhere. Like, I am not. It's a game where it's like, I recognize that. Cool. Don't feel the need to interact because, I watched a few episodes, but not like a super fan. It's a thing that I recognize, but not necessarily the most important. Something I'm like latching on to. Ooh, sweet. A core memory unlocked or whatever. But with that alone, I'm sold. I'm very easy to please, and part of it involves hand-drawn animations. Here, have an arrow for your poor timing. Yeah, they're going all out. Where did they get funding for this? Okay, somebody look this up. This game, the franchise or the IP has to belong to like Bandai Namco or something. Like, it has to be a case of they have made bank on their recent run of plastic model kit crack. Like, they found a new formula and cut it with something extremely addictive. Tatsunko. Yeah, all right, that is. I'm not even surprised I don't recognize that. It's like, of all, like, yeah, no, in hindsight, it's probably like if you say what else they've done, like, oh, that's where they've gotten the cash. But yeah, they're going all out in a way that this is exactly the type of thing I love to see in gaming. Every time you see a headline of, yeah, Ubisoft devs do not know why their games aren't selling. It's like, you can't do just a good game. Gamers want these revolutionary experiences. Meanwhile, a game about digging a hole, an indie game that has just launched in Steam that is about digging a hole, there's no purpose, you just dig a deeper hole and there's no end to it either, has done absolute numbers on Steam as the 5th most popular selling game ever. Like, are these correlated? Or are the gamers just wrong? I see and understand. Back to wolf mode. Hole digger, yes. I absolutely love it. Just because Ubisoft tried so hard with their this is a quadruple A game shit with Skull and Bones. Not only did they manage to make a worst version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, not even a worse version of Black Flag, a worse version of Black Flag's ship combat specifically. Then Sega somehow came out from the back. Not even Sega, the Yakuza devs, RKG Studios. I am bad with names. No words about Beyond Good and Evil either, right? Absolute freebie. So it's like Sony. Everyone keeps on very plainly saying, hey, you know what would be absolutely amazing? Remember this platform, this very niche, extremely popular game to this day called Bloodborne? We just want that again. We're not even asking for... Oh god, that was so risky. I can't believe I didn't fall. We're not even asking for a remake. We just want you to just give it to Blue Point Games. Let them do what they did with Demon Souls. No reason. They went super ambitious with Beyond Good and Evil 2 and then just dropped it, right? God. It's like the news that you see for the devs on Marvel Rivals. You make a bad game and you get laid off. All right, fair enough. You make one of the most popular hero shooters ever, one of the few games that can actually, that most people feel confident saying that it can go toe-to-toe with Overwatch or TF2. Takes the world by storm. You also get laid off. Honestly, I think it's just a skill issue on these CEOs because, bringing out my latest hyperfixation, Stalker 2, they had a war go on. They had more than a war go on. They had their legendary Stalker ship development cycle where it takes 10 years. The company, GSC, stopped being a thing and willed itself back into existence to finish the game. And, you know, Russia invaded Ukraine, and they kept going because they really wanted to get this damn game out. Nothing would stop them. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, the state of layoffs. Like, at some point, please treat the consumers with a bit of respect and just admit we're doing this because we could get a little more money if we don't pay their salary. I want to make those stop. Yeah, they just want the line to go up. Making games artillery. Yeah, it's like legit. One of the issues they had during developments was a couple of voice actors were, well, not even a couple. From my understanding, a fair amount of development staff and voice talent deployed to the front lines and didn't make it back. Which at that point, they had to finish it. No other option at that point. Like, just for the people who couldn't, they had to make what they were able to do, get out there. Yeah. Anyway, I have no idea where this conversation started, stopped, or and it was going, but I am enjoying it, and I hope everyone else is too. Yeah, no, there's so... Alright, I remembered a point that could attempt to go on from. I think there's more to do in that room. But yeah, they just have these really... I think the problem is that they just don't listen to their customers. I don't know why they have such a problem with that, but they could definitely do a little bit of work to please the fan base. And of course, my theory is that there has to be something up with, that might have been a means to lower myself down. Yeah, I think I have to go around the long ways. That was a means to lower myself down and not up. Yeah, well, that happens. No, there's so many ways that you would think they'd listen and hear. Like, they cannot be deaf to people wanting Bloodborne again. It has to be something of like why Red Dead 1 took forever to port, because Red Dead 1's code was a spaghettified mess to the point where they did not understand how it worked. and barely got out the door. Or they had to have, it had to be a case of some sort of restructuring or server issue, and they just don't have the source code anymore. And they also don't have... The other thing is that's still a FromSoft game, and they might be throwing so many resources into Night Rain and further support for Elden Ring that they could just not have the bandwidth to do it. Even farming it out to Blue Point Games, it could be a case of it still requires in-house resources, and they just can't do it at this moment with everything going on. Huh. Aha! I say as it get absolutely clobbered. Yeah, it's very possible. Like, I try to at least temper my expectations with what a studio can do with the fact that there could be some extremely boring reasons, some extremely boring and extremely corporate reasons as to why they're not doing, or they're not working on my special interest project. Or why they're missing what should be free money. Of course, another reason could just be, this is Sony, so the bar is set low. You know, Sony who thought, this licensed game of ours, Helldivers 2, is doing great numbers. Everyone loves it. It's gone from an indie hit, a little indie game that the first one did well, but we didn't expect much from it, to everyone and literally their mother is playing this. I'm sure it's fine. We can just remove access from... We can make it exclusive and require people to have a PSN even if we don't actively sell the game in their region. That'll be fine. Right, can't do that. Yeah, there's so many reasons, and it can range from everyone's favorite accusation of incompetence to no, there's a lot of things moving behind the scenes and we've lost the rights, don't have them, or something. Yeah, that's why I'm never doing AAA. Don't even care about... God, that's fair. Honestly, I think from what I've seen from how you go about making games and the work you've done so far, I honestly don't think it's your vibe. Like, there's just, from what I've heard of how creative control goes and how the workflow is, I don't think that would just be something you'd find satisfying. All right, so still a mystery as to what I can or have to do there. But, yeah. I think some companies are starting to understand. I forget what I saw. Yeah, it can't be like small cog in a huge team. Yeah, it's a whole different set of skills needed for that, but it's also... If you have a good AAA, and most of my examples come from consoles that are mainly retro, a AAA studio can do good work. There's a good reason that Skyrim sells as well and as perpetually as it does. Okay, nope. All right, well, we're going back up there to see where we can get there. But it's also... They have a problem with staleness and new ideas. It's not... I think most of the innovation comes from indie devs at some point, or from smaller studios with much more creative control. A big problem is when you get to a point of the larger studios insisting on formulaic approaches simply because they're not comfortable with the concept of this might only do okay, but trust in our design idea, trust in the process. give us another one, a second try, a second game. We'll get you something. Yeah, Nintendo's fairly innovative still. And I think part of that is that they don't have the same pressures graphically. That's at least my theory of Nintendo's whole market shtick is they figure out how to make artistically impressive games, not graphically impressive, which I will admit this is an exception to that. But think of like Kirby, Mario Wonder, Zelda. I feel is the one that they go for previous gen graphics. God, I need to get that out, but I have. Wait, did I go? Yeah, I've gone over there. There was some stuff over in this direction. I now am just remembering. Go for stylized withstand the rigors of time. Exactly. Because even this game, it's not graphically intensive. I think this was them trying to show what they could do for like the Wii. Still looks pretty good. But Wind Waker, yeah, this game still looks good. It helps that I'm playing it on the Wii. The GameCube one is rough. The GameCube one does have a little bit of a Half-Life face on some of the characters. Like Link does not look this good in that game. No, but I've done everything over here. I've done everything on the Broken Bridge side. That's how I've gone up here. The only other thing I have to do is figure out how to get that fan, and I have a feeling that it's just I'm not standing in the right place for the game to say, yeah, you're in range, you can grab that. So I have the big key. Yeah, I think this is just a skill issue on my side of not understanding a thing. Like Wind Waker, GameCube, on a small disc system, it still impresses me that they went for the micro discs, which was essentially saying, so we could have a full CD-ROM here. We've decided we don't need it in order to remain competitive with everyone else. And they were kind of just right. They were just correct about that. And that one, that holds up. Wind Waker is beautiful. Yeah, I'm like right outside of that here. Is there somewhere I can glide from? Is the trick to get a chicken up here? I remember back in the day, everyone hated Wind Waker, but we're all into Twilight Princess. Nowadays, it's kind of flipped. Kind of like to have both. Oh yeah, for sure. Like the Wind Waker is. Well, I think I've sent that chicken to its death. Wind Waker is I like this because it's cute and reminds me a lot of Studio Ghibli and the like. Twilight Princess is okay. I think no, that joke wasn't going anywhere. Twilight Princess is hey kids, you want to get into Berserk and the like? Because what I've always heard is that people didn't like Wind Waker when it came out. And then the criticism that I've seen immediately after the fact, oh, I'm an absolute idiot. Just lower myself. Like that everyone said, oh, Wind Waker's too far and different from the other games. We really want something more close to Twilight Princess. And this game came out and the opinion swapped to, man, Twilight Princess is just rehashing Ocarina again. Because of the Wii Shop channel, if I wanted to play Ocarina again, I would just go play Ocarina again. We demand something fresh and different. And it's just a endless cycle of fans who can never be pleased. Unfortunate, but... Because I remember... Well... Some of it might just be my own personal opinion. Yeah, general consensus. Yeah. And part of it is Nintendo is oddly the nostalgia market, I feel. Like, you might not like their games initially. Oh, that's what it was setting up, of like, hey, notice that you can get in behind here. We're going to put that over here. But we won't fit in the walls, so But if you don't like their games up front, give it a couple years, you'll love it. When it reminds you of a simpler time in your life compared to the clusterfuck going on now, it will be amazing and an underrated gem. Which is really weird, considering Nintendo had such a shoo-in winner with Animal Crossing that's like, oh yeah, sure. Here's a game releasing right at the start of the pandemic that is 100% escapism, calm, cozy, chill vibes to distract you from the horrors going on in life. And then the way they left that is, I just feel it wasn't finished. Like there was another round of updates and upgrades and stuff and features that they could have done, and then they just stopped. It's like, no, wait. You just started a bunch of new mechanics, and you've decided the proper way to go for this is nowhere? Aha. Didn't expect me to change up like that, did ya? I don't know, at least always felt like the shop needed some more stuff, like more furniture, more of the classic sets. I felt like it was too much marketed at, yeah, this is marketed at depressed, burned out young adults who really want to do who really want to have a house, but know that that's not feasible in this economy, so we're giving you this. Huh, fucked off. Keep on their toes. If I have no idea what I'm going to throw at them, they will not have no idea how to deal with me. Why didn't I do this on their actual boss fight? Oh, that's why. They saw that one coming. Come on. How elaborate do we have to make this fight? Get down here! Ah. Come on. Aha! Alright. So they're smart enough to know to anticipate that. They're not smart enough if they can't see the arrow. Good to know. Yeah. I don't know. I almost wonder if Nintendo took its like B-list franchises where they didn't expect, like they weren't a regular mainline thing like Zelda, Mario, Kirby, and they're just like, all right, we're gonna give you one more chance. Like, it's the start of a new system. We'll see how this goes, and what you can get from it's what you can get. It's been a while. Oh, I'm actually stupid. I've ended up on this thing several times during the fight. I'm like, how did I get here? I don't know, maybe grapple on that? Ugh. Which is why you got, like, a new Metroid, a remaster of the one for GameCube, a new Animal Crossing, like just a bunch of franchises that are like, we're not entirely sure, but this thing sold like crazy. Go for it. So you get like Metroid making a new, making Metroid Dread, which, God, I really have to play. I love Metroidvanias, but I've only really ever played the Vania side of it. I need to get on the Metroid side. Need to try that out. Well, I did bounce off of the one on the SNES pretty hard, because there was a couple places where I'm like, I think what I have to do is this very elaborate jump thing with involving the roll bombs and everything, and I have no idea where I can go because I think I'm stuck here. I didn't look at the point for the point of no return soon enough, and yeah, I need to play some Metroid. And from what I've seen, Dread is really good. They've also remastered the the foray into first-person shooters, which is wild. It's part of why I have the theory that they were just giving like one last shot at their more question. Oh, hey, in case you needed healing, they're more forgotten or less well-received franchises. And they're like, no. This, we know it didn't do good initially, which I'm basing that off of nothing. I have no idea how the Metroid series as a whole did or didn't do. All right. That has to be where I have grappled to next, what's being very annoying about it all. Like, no, this launched on the GameCube and it didn't do as well as we felt it could, so they're gonna love it now. And they were correct. I really wanted to get it, but it was one of those cases of, unfortunately, the stars on the finances did not align. And by the time things did align, I had forgotten it existed. There we go. It's really sad how common that is for me. Like, my least favorite thing about ADHD is I will legitimately forget that a game exists. I will be excited about it and be like, all right, next payday, that's where it's going. And then be like, all right, I got the money and I knew there was something that I was going to spend it on, but for the life of me, I cannot remember. Man, boy, I'm zoning out. Understandable. Like, I really appreciate that you've stuck around in chat for as long as you did, and always fun talking to you. Thank you so much for the raid. Have a good night. See you around. Honestly, we're probably going to do this boss and end, because it's getting close enough to there. It's like a half hour left, and I do not remember how complex this is. I think it's a bit of a slugfest, a bit of a freebie, but I also remember it being cool. But sleep is priority. Heck yeah. Peace all. Peace off, you round boy. I just remember how fun the concept of the dungeon item was. But yeah. We know the traditional upgrade for this item's the long shot, but we could just make the range what it is and deal with that as we deal with it. Make it a puzzle. Like, you see exactly where you need to grapple onto, but you can't reach it. You know? And how about instead of that, we make a second chain. So you can grapple onto a point, stay on there instead of dropping off immediately, and then grapple to multiple points. I don't know. I know, well, it's a hot take for Breath of the Wild. It's not a hot take for Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like that one... Ooh, Argarok. Look, I love this. Yeah, fight a dragon. It'll be fun. It's been a while since we've made you fight a full-ass dragon. And remember what we had you do with all the item and the iron boots. You're gonna want to remember that. Where are you? I don't know. There's just something cool about, like, this Link is in my opinion one of the coolest ones. In terms of looks and the set pieces that they have you go on to, yeah, and you're not even trying to damage it at this point. You're just trying to make it damageable. I don't know. I just feel like this specific incarnation of Link is cooler. Like, all the Toon Link one have cute. Breath of the Wild Link has absolutely feral cat, has massive feral cat energy. But this one has high. It's a weird mix because, as far as I experience this character, it's a little mix of golden retriever energy, not helped by the fact that this one can literally turn into a dog. But also, oh right, that's not a golden retriever. That is a lot. That's a much angrier thing. That is just most of the time chill. I don't know. I like it. Guard dog energy. Like if they like you, they're chill. If they don't, you're not gonna have a good time at it. Oh, hey, another thing supporting the alien ideation for this level. This is the only boss in this game that's weak point isn't an organic eye. I don't even think it has eyes. No, it does have eyes. They're just really small and hard to see. But the weak point here is merely an eye-shaped device. Definitely inorganic. And definitely has, yeah, even these columns have weird things on the back. Weird, like, glowy LED. It's running lights. The column has running lights on it, on the back. It's how, granted, they all shouldn't be blue unless the other side is like red or something. But it's just the way that most moving vehicles of massive size and scale let you know how or which way they're pointed. Like, boats will have red on the on their right side or starboard side, technically green on the other. These are just up here, so if there's multiple ships or modules going around, you can tell how they're oriented. We got to get above him. Run. Where's I going with that? Oh yeah, it's different vibes. Like, you got, like, Breath of the Wild Link has massive feral cat energy. Oh, this is just a cool boss set piece. Latch on and Shadow of the Colossus it? Oh. I think that's just full damage phase. I really wish that when the series came to Switch, instead of taking Skyward Sword as the point of inspiration, and I'll admit to this being mean-spirited, because that... Ow. I deserve that for what I'm about to say. Because Skyward Sword is... It's a good game. I had fun with it. It did a lot of interesting things, and a lot of those things ended up becoming more mainline mechanics, like formalized in Breath of the Wild. However, if it meant that the Switch games would instead be inspired and take mechanics and ideas and try to improve on this game, I really wish that it flopped. Like, if that's a trade-off, if there's anyone's here whose favorite game is Skyward Sword, or really like that, feel free to throw a knife at me, or a brick. I'll refund you. or just let me know. Put an angry emote in chat. I'll throw it at myself. I don't know, the vibe and aesthetics of this, like, I'm experiencing cognitive dissonance right now. Ever heard anyone say Skyward Sword? Okay, good. Then I can say it with my chest and without fear, because I have no idea how. There's been some times where I'm like, yeah, I didn't really like this one, and there's been people who have been emphatic or confused, like, how do you not like that? That was the best in the series, or oh, that's my personal favorite. Like, now I feel bad. But that's a common opinion that I'll say in my chest. Skyward Sword should have flopped, so we could have gotten a Tears of the Kingdom that had a much more dark fantasy aesthetic and mechanics coming from this game. And the cognitive dissonance is coming entirely from the fact that I appreciate Nintendo for the fact that where every other series feels like they're leaning into grim, dark aesthetic. Oh wait, this thing doesn't have eyes. Yeah, it's an eyeless face. Wild. Or at the very least, they're very small and forward-facing, and it roars so much I can't see them. Also, headcanon is that heart container we're picking up is not magical and metaphorical in any ways. That is 100. This thing was 100% a bioweapon designed to leech power off of this mirror fragment, and that thing, it was its actual heart. But yeah, like, I really appreciate Nintendo not making things excessively grimdark or going into the dark and edgy territory. But I really love this game for being the closest thing they've ever done to dark fantasy in a mainline Nintendo game. Like, even Kirby on... Oh, we really have to play that Kirby game. I will try to 100% it, because that's just how Kirby games go. You 100% it, and you get an entire new game. Like, the game that's advertised is only the half of it, and I love it. Like, I almost... I find where it is. Like, instead of this being the Eldritch Horror form for my VTuber, I almost went with one inspired by 02. Like, almost was an Ophamine Wheels within Wheels biblically accurate angel type of Eldritch Horror. Because Kirby 64 left such an impression on me, and and the new one lives up to that hype. Not forgetting this time that there's real names on there. There we go. But I miss the dungeons. I miss the items. I can see how creative they were trying. Oh, how rude of them. Like, they had such great ideas, and I don't know if this is a Titanfall 2 situation where they had amazingly strong gimmicks that could have been a whole game. I honestly believe the time travel section, you could have stretched that out into a full-length game. But the counterpoint that's always been told to me is, no. If they did do that, then the way that then it would have overstayed its welcome. It wouldn't have impressed upon you as much as it did for being there for a short while. Like, the way that the gimmicks are is that they stay around for a chapter and then they move on to a new interesting one. They don't overstay their welcome, but they also leave you wanting more. And I wonder if that's a similar thing of all the dungeon items in this game are things that I really wish could have been. Wait, there's a treasure back here that I don't think I ever got. That I wish could have had more use, utility, presence in the series. That I think almost every item is really cool, and aside from the slingshot, because that's a case of the bow is just a straight upgrade to the slingshot. Oh, yeah, there's a door up here. Weird, because you don't go unless you think to go back. Oh, hey, a perfect example. Lantern, still used in a couple of puzzles. Personally, I think that my biggest mistake was not intentionally shanking the gamma to make it so that I have to use a lantern to navigate merely dim areas, which would have been cool. All right, there's stuff at the bottom of the spring too. But I think it might be a case of all the dungeon items have an interesting enough concept that you want them to be used more, but they don't get utilized more. And then you just get, interesting. More stuff for this. And then you get around to the game proper, and it's like, oh, or the next game. And they do go for entirely new gimmicks and stuff with Breath of the Wild. But I'm just I kind of miss the whole gameplay loop, you know? Of start with go into the dungeon, get an item, it lets you do more stuff. But can't complain too much on account of how Breath of the Wild was really interesting. And I think the problem though is Tears of the Kingdom, the part of it was that it was the whole, yeah, we're going to use all the ideas we had for DLC as a mainline game. Oh, wait. That's above the door. I understand. I don't know where I'm going, but I do understand what I need to do. Man, it would be so nice if there was a little bit of music in here so I don't have to do this in the awkward silence of Bread has an idea, is slowly working on the execution. And come on. There we go. Alright, snooze that ad. I ain't gonna be here longer than it takes to grab some treasure. And I think there's some more stuff down in there, or in the water itself. You know, maybe we should go spend some money first. You know, maybe treasure hunting can wait until later. That's gonna be money. That's a wooden chest, so it ain't gonna be anything revolutionary. Yeah, I think that's a good plan. Think I'm gonna save again, because we got a piece of heart, which is great, and then find someone to raid, because the stop of all that is I really hope the next mainline game has dungeons or stronger items. I think people are getting a bit got burnt out on the open world game, because in the end the first game was interesting on account of it being new, that nobody had done Zelda in an open world. And then the second game, they realized, oh, wait, this is just open world stuff again. Like it's good if you like Tears of the Kingdom, or Breath of the Wild, because it's Breath of the Wild, but more so. But I don't think the mechanics were compelling enough for it to carry it, and that people would appreciate going back to the dungeon and items type of gameplay. But yeah, that's about all I got. I'll be live next Tuesday. Not sure what I'll be playing. The schedules I make are not so people know what I'll be doing on that day. The schedules are there so I actually remember what games we're playing. I've been told that it might be a good idea to go scheduleless, because that will fit that'll work better for me personally. But I know that the moment I don't have a schedule, I won't remember what we're playing, and we'll just jump from game to game and never finish anything, which sucks, because I personally just want to finish games, because it's a good way this has been a good way to keep me on track and play a game all the way through. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be rating Syphils, a Centipede Scribe VTuber. She's really cool and playing Avowed, and this is entirely a raid because I forgot this game exists and I want to check it out. So, see ya.